I remember being 9 years old and learning about the life expectancy for cystic fibrosis. I was just pulling up an encyclopedia for a book report on Christopher Columbus, and I came to the term cystic fibrosis. Now I knew I had it, but I didn't know much about it. So I started reading, and that's where I learned that my life expectancy was only supposed to be 25 years. My reaction to it was that I just didn't want to live anymore, and I freaked out and I screamed at my parents. I blamed everybody that I could think of, and I ran to my room and just cried all night. My name is Andy Lipman. I am 41, soon to be 42 years old, and I was diagnosed with CF at birth. Cystic fibrosis is a disease that affects the lungs, the digestive system, and for me and most males, it affects the reproductive system. As far as describing my personality, I would say I'm a person who likes to take light of a lot of things. When you go to doctor's appointments and everything is so serious, you kind of want to take the edge off a little bit, so I tend to tell a lot of jokes, or I tend to try to be funny or make fun of things. I love to work hard, I love to work out, I love to constantly define what cystic fibrosis is to me. The biggest struggles I have, being that I have cystic fibrosis, it's not just the physical side, it's the emotional side. Dealing with the stress of having an infection, dealing with the stress of dealing with a life-shortening disease. When I was going through clinical depression, when I was initially diagnosed, one of the things I mentioned to the therapist, who said it was the exact definition, is I said I felt like I was in a well, and as I was climbing up, the well was getting deeper and the hole was getting smaller, and I just couldn't get there. And I always thought, you know, this is a one-time thing and it's over. It's like a cold. You get it, you get rid of it, it's gone. But what I didn't realize, it never really leaves. It's always there, it's kind of hibernating. Going to get help was a big thing for me. And it was something that really worked out for my family and for me. I've learned as I've gotten older that going to therapy, that dealing with depression and anxiety is a part of who I am, and it's a part of fighting this disease. If you can't do that, if you can't go to therapy, if you can't get better, if you can't work on the mental side of it, then it's hard. It's difficult to fight this disease every day. My joke is this: the only thing I ever hear positive about CF is the sweat test. Yeah, that's the only thing you ever hear about CF that's positive, and I'm sick of that. I want there to be a positive spin. I have a chance, because I'm different, I can use that to do great things in the world. There are 69,999 other people that have this disease worldwide, and I want to help them. I want to show them that we can live a longer life. The thing that keeps me fighting most, having cystic fibrosis and fighting most for my life, I used to say it was hitting goals, you know, setting goals, reaching them, milestones, that kind of thing. But that changed when I had my children. When we had children, my goal was to live as long as I could for them. And yes, I use motivation as Andy wasn't supposed to live to see his teens. And when I hear that, or I think of that, I'm like, all right, let's see what they can do now. I'm like, I think I may outlive some of my doctors. And that motivates the heck out of me. I'm kind of like, and I don't want to say I'm Rocky, but I use that movie as a big motivator, that a guy from nowhere, a guy who wasn't supposed to do much, can actually make a difference in the world.